All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol BNGO, Bionano Genomics Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. As we jump into this chart, I do want to announce real quickly the launch of my Twitter account, okay? I have a Twitter account now. And I made it back in November and December. I briefly went over everything about Twitter because, believe it or not, I've never used Twitter. I wasn't too familiar with it. I briefly kind of went over it. And now I'm posting the link down below in the description. In the Twitter account, I will post stocks that I'm watching, anything that's coming up on my screener, or just stock discussions that we can start and have conversations with one another through the comments or retweeting, so that others receive the insight. Another thing as well, YouTube only allows me to send out notifications to 3 videos per day, and I do multiple videos. So the ones that don't get notifications, I may even post on there so that you guys can go ahead and receive the notification and insight on the other ticker symbols. Some of you guys watch multiple of my videos because you're invested in more than one ticker symbol. So that's going to be another avenue as well to notify you guys to not miss a single video. So let's jump into BNGO here. BNGO stock, as I drew here, is in a downward trend. That's something I want everybody to realize, right? Even though it looks sideways, from the peak up here of 723, it's done 2 smaller peaks and it's looking like it's going in this direction. Now the question is, how much more will it pull down? Or will it pull back up, hit a newer low, and continue this trend? That's what we need to watch for, because that's where the subtle downward movements start, and you start missing or interpreting the chart. If you don't zoom out and pay close attention to this behavior, you won't see the point that this could start going to newer lows and newer lows and newer lows. And that's something very important to watch, because the hype dies down and also profit taking is being done through this process. But one thing I am going to say that the chart is showing right now, in the short term, in the last 2 days, it's holding itself up pretty well. The lowest point reached is here at 428. I need every single investor, if you're a first-time viewer, or if you missed this and you didn't write it down yesterday, or you didn't put this in your graph, write this down and put it in your graph. 428. If that's broken through, we will see newer lows. And we're going to talk about more numbers in a second to be aware of. But that's the lowest point in this bearish run and sideways movement. So like I said, we need to pay close attention that this is going downwards. But I want every single investor to be aware that this is holding up pretty well right now in this channel of sideways movement. But we need to pay close attention if it continues this behavior where those subtle downward movements are happening and we won't realize that profit taking is being done, and we keep going down 50 cents to $1, 50 cents to $1 every day to 2 days. And that's going to be an effect that can eat away all these gains, all this positiveness here, right? But so far, institutions were jumping in, investors were jumping in, some profit taking was going to happen. And the good news is, if it continues this consolidation period in this channel, not going much lower, not too much higher, it might be a healthy consolidation to then reach newer highs and new resistance levels over time. But like I said, we can't look out that far, but we do want to keep in mind the goods and the bads that are going on right now. So keep in mind right now the low of 428. So let's see our new support. And we're going to see our new resistance. Okay, this is the highest point in that recovery, right? Before the fall again. And that's where the bulls tried to cross the 50-day moving average and failed. And quickly the bears tore them down. So let's talk about this a little bit broader. And then we're going to zoom in on these points. So up here we have our highest point, 723. You want to write that down and keep that in mind moving forward. And the lowest point after this point down here that I told you guys to write down earlier is down here at 389. Very important support level beyond the lowest point in this sideways movement. Okay, super important points to keep in mind on both extremities, on the top and lower extremities. So our 50-day moving average, 526. As long as we're below it, bears are in control. The moment we're above it, bulls are starting to gain leverage. But they need to break through resistance to pull further into bullish territory. So here we are with our support. And our support level here is 449. If 449 is broken through, we need to pay close attention to this stock. How quickly is it moving to the next support level? How is it reacting and reaching newer lows? Are the bulls trying to reappear within that space, or the bears are turning this down fairly fast? Because if the bulls are trying to reappear, it'll continue that consolidation, tug of war, sideways movement, and we'll have to see how the stock is behaving then. But if 449 gets broken through, it's significant and we need to watch it, because we're already in bearish territory, and breaking through that support just gets us deeper into bearish territory. So very, very important to watch. Now, we have our 50-day moving average. That's 526. If that gets crossed, the bulls are now back in bullish territory, but they need to break through resistance. This is almost $1 away, and that is 563. 563 needs to be turned into a support, and the bulls need to pull away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and get deeper into bullish territory to confirm control over the chart again. Super important for the bulls to do this, and they need to break through 563 before reaching any other resistance levels. 563 will accomplish the bulls to break through the 50-day moving average, getting into bullish territory, and breaking through the first resistance and highest point before the fall to work its way up to newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen, and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps. And it was down here at 33.02 and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves. And my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.